3, 2, 1. We are live.
A very warm welcome to the webinar for admissions in BA LLB Honors and BBA LLB Honors Program 2022 at Symbiosis Law School, Pune. It is now my pleasure to introduce you all to Dr. Shashikala Gurpur, Dean Faculty of Law, Symbiosis International Deemed University, and Director, Symbiosis Law School, Pune. Dr. Gurpur is a Fulbright scholar and a John Monnet Chair Professor. She has a teaching experience of 26 plus years in various prestigious law institutes like National Law University, Bangalore, SDM Law College, Bangalore, Manipal Institute of Communication, Mahe, Manipal, University College, Cork, Ireland. She has delivered over 225 invited lectures at various workshops and seminars in prestigious universities. Dr. Gurpur is a pioneer in EU legal studies in India. Dr. Gurpur has been conferred with a prestigious award, Kittur Rani Chinnamma Award, by the state government of Karnataka in the year 2018. In recognition to her contribution in the Indian Legal Academia, she was listed in the book 100 Legal Luminaries of India by LexisNexis. She has been a member of various committees, and apart from being a member of the Curriculum Development Committee, a member of Indian Law Institute, Dr. Gurpur is also a member of the International Advisory Board of the Research for Common Law in Europe, UCD Sutherland School, Ireland, to facilitate creation of a research platform whose outreach extends to universities, research centers located in other common law jurisdictions as well. Dr. Gurpur has been a research guide to various PhD students, and she has guided over 90 master's dissertations. She has 2 books and 15 books chapters, along with 81 article publications to her credit. Now I would like to invite ma'am to present the admission process and the details. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor Richa, and all the esteemed members of the admission committee from Symbiosis Law School, Pune. A warm welcome to all the students or parents or those who are supporting them who might be present on the other side. Warm welcome to each and every one of you. Now, today's PowerPoint presentation will elucidate some details about the college because some of you in your questions, you have asked about the details of the program, the details of the fees, the kind of career opportunities, and things like that. So this presentation will answer most of your questions, I'm sure, and quickly I'll present. In the past years, our faculty team used to sit on this side and one by one we used to elaborate. But we realized that online time is not a very healthy time for length. So we have managed everything as a short presentation by me alone. And Professor Richa and other members are here to answer any questions which may suddenly come up in the admission committee. Now, this slide is showing you why you should choose Symbiosis Law School, Pune. You might have applied for many other law schools. You might be appearing for many, just give me a minute. So one of the uniqueness of the institute is that our curriculum is very, very advanced. It's very, very up to date, where we have industry, we have the bar and the bench and others supporting in terms of giving their feedback on what are the trends which are changing in the legal industry. Second point in our law school, which is very, very important, is although we are a private law school, we are sought after kind of consultants and partners with various government departments and with the various government institutes, as you would see there, Law Commission of India, National Women's Commission. We have a huge project on community legal service. And ours is the only entrance examination in the private sector at the national level, which can be compared as a parallel to CLAT. Now, separate entrance examination we conduct at the national level, for which you all have registered. And ours is one of the unique one where entrance examination acts as a process of initial screening. And then we invite you all the top 2000 students for the next level, which is personal interview and writing ability. And then we select our lot of 300. So for our 300 seats, listen to me carefully, because some of you have raised that question. For our 300 seats, we get about 15,000 to 20,000 applications. This has been the feature in last 5 years. We crossed our 10,000 figures way back in 2010 itself. So for a 300 seats, that is the kind of tough competition. Now, once you come to the law school, you will see that your peers are the best in the country. And then when you are studying here, you have opportunity to interact with all the faculty, directors, as well as the student governance body called the student advisory body, which looks after this open house, the feedback, the welfare of the students, development of the students, in addition to individually faculty mentoring 10 students. Another very uniqueness of our institute is its robust internationalization. Somebody was asking, do I get a study abroad opportunity if I come there? Yes, we generate those opportunities. So because we have 68 plus collaborations, you would see there how many projects we have. I myself hold the Jamoni chair. My 3 colleagues hold the module. So European grants to the tune of 65 plus lakhs are helping us in executing that project. We have a climate change law and policy LLM collaboration project. We are finishing our Eurasia project. We have a 21st century teach skill lab, which we have developed here, which has very unique program on critical thinking skills, which you don't see in any other law school. So this kind of a very structured, integrated internationalization is a very unique strength that we have. And as you all are aware, you would have applied and appeared here because of that. We have consistently been ranked among the top 10 law schools of the country, and in the private sector consistently as the topmost law school in various reliable kind of reviews, including NIRF, which is government ranking, and India Today and The Week, to mention a few. And on the right hand side, I've got so many other credentials, including FICCI award for highest excellence in internationalization, where we competed with technical institutes, management institutes across the country. Now, next slide, please. So what is the kind of studies you can expect? Somebody was asking what are the academics in SLS Pune. So we have so many programs. You will study in the company of postgraduate students, PhD students, full-time PhD candidates, JRFs who might be coming to do a couple of classes for you, in addition to researching with the students. And we have a 3-year LLB program, serious 3-year LLB program. And then we have BA LL.B honors and BBA LL.B honors, which is the focus of our webinar today. So in training you, one thing is what I told you already, state of the art, up-to-date curriculum. Second is very, very techno-driven, technocentric culture. All other law schools took pretty long to switch over during COVID-19 to online teaching, whereas we were ready with the barrage of different softwares, assessment approaches, and small group learning. So our schedules, our granting of the final degree, nothing missed the deadline, benchmarking. My teachers, all the faculty members are excellent with technology. So students are in the center of our whole process. So we are making use of, much before COVID came also, we had a mobile facilitated kind of learning management system. And we have our program structured with what is the kind of product we want to produce. How should our student look like? So we call this as graduate attribute. These attributes include deep knowledge, ability to spot the law, ability to apply the law, to solve the problems, to use technology, to communicate both in written and spoken form, success in courtroom simulation like mock trial and moot court and negotiation, and Model United Nations. These are all part of the process. You know how? Some of the assessment we do by means of mock trial, moot courts, and Model United Nations. In that way, it's not only star students and enthusiastic students who go through this. Every student is given minimum 3 to 4 opportunities in this area. And then we have, because we are a law school who is in the company of age-old management institute, we ourselves are there in existence since 1977. And we have excellent institutes now in medicine as well, in engineering, in IT. So we build on that in media studies. So we have inter-institute credit transfer courses, which is considered as a floating credit. So our liberal arts school and other schools are giving courses which you can opt for. Our health sciences faculty provide something called basic fitness course. So every student, many parents were very happy when the first year students were made to walk around. They had to finish those 10,000 steps. So many of them who during COVID sat at home and underwent the grind for entrance exam or for their 12th exam, they shed all those extra kilos because of this course. So this is how we look at health promotion and full round development of students. This is the only law school which was the first and the fast one to implement Dr. Menon's last contribution to legal education in the form of legal skills courses. So our skills courses range from the first semester till the last semester in transaction or business skills, business law skills, in development law skills, civil law, criminal law practice, etc. And we also have the legal aids clinic, which is part of the community legal care center, and alternative dispute resolution center, which all add to the richness of our process. Let's go to the next slide, please. So the next slide is broadly laying down our best practice, which is our Symbiosis Center for Advanced Legal Studies and Research. We call it as SCULSR. And here we have 1 year LLM program being viewed, PhD course being rolled out, our research and publication. As I told you, the European and very prestigious ICSSR and other national research projects and NCW projects. Now Child Commission also we are working with. Our centers of specialization. We advise the University on intellectual property. We put the first first range of IP for the patents for the university. So such is our competence here. We have patent attorneys among the faculty. We do training and certification for lawyers and others in collaboration with the District Legal Aid Services Authority. We have a structured faculty development program under this consultation and community care programs. So this is how our Advanced Research Center functions, which has got thrust areas of research in health, law, sustainable development program, and some of the areas related to gender, among others. Let's go to the next slide, please. These are the snapshots of virtual teaching learning experience. My faculty there, Amir, is co-teaching with Dr. Radley from South Africa, and we have invited Dr. Jeffrey, so in moot orientation. So this is one of our cutting edge selling point, that we invite an American faculty who are very advanced in clinical training to make you think like lawyers in the very first semester. This you don't see in any other law school, very, very structured. And then our in-house students act as peer mentors for you in fine-tuning your, what we call as your memorials and moots. Student exchange program, yes, I have already said about that. We have plenty of that. Optional subjects also. Philosophy, we get it from our Liberal Arts Institute as inter-institute credit, because we can't cram too many courses. And BBA LL.B is not required to study philosophy. So we facilitate these things through inter-institute credit transfer. Let's go to the next slide. Now, success formula is our structured development program, whereby we train each one of you in terms of having a moot exposure, mentoring through internship, which is again structured. We have collaboration with our alumni, with a set of mentors we take from judiciary and practice. And then we also look at the products. And co-curricular and extracurricular activities have lakhs and lakhs of rupees dedicated to it. Moot itself takes a crore of funding from our side. Sports has another 75 lakhs of funding. So student activities consume a lot of our revenue. So every student excels so well that you will see national level, international level, we have registered numerous winnings, and then a lot of special mentions and wonderful participation by both boys and girls. Let's go to the next one. And you would see our chancellor with enthusiastic participation, former ambassador Manjeet sir, and we have our annual event, which is another best practice, Symbiosis Rule of Law Conference, which is at the international level, one of the highly coveted benchmark conferences where we have particular European law track among other global law tracks. And participation of more than 1,000 people, 126 abstracts we received, and 53 presentations where 4 were international presenters. Let's go to the next one. In community legal service, this is in an area near Pandharpur that we presented the program. We trained engineering students. We have National Lok Adalat. This year, Pune District Court held 3 times, and all the 3 times our 28 faculty members acted as co-judges, and our students, you see them in that uniform, they acted as the facilitators. Let's go to the next one. Now, this is a quick slide. Some of you ask questions on placement figures, whether every student gets placement. Every student doesn't want to be manpower in the corporate sector or to enter law firm. Most of our students come from prestigious lawyer families. So they want to move into litigation itself. Some of them come with the aim of joining Ivy League universities in Harvard or other places. Some of them come with the idea of working for policy think tank, and most of them want to go either to the law firm or college provided placement. So this year also our placement figures crossed 150. I don't think any national law school has the pressure to provide 150 placements, whereas we did that. And I'm very proud to share with you. One of my students made it to Linklaters, which is the global magic circle law firm, where the package goes beyond 25 lakhs. So it's possible for our students to get such ace placements. Top tier law firms have taken our students. You would have seen our post on the social media, so I wouldn't go only on that. But see the number of companies which are providing opportunities. There are many, most of them are Fortune 500 companies, and then top tier law firms among others. Let's go to the next slide, please. And I'm very happy to share with you that we have had a Symbo festival. Last year also it was virtual. This year it was blended. So we had a sufficient footfall of students from the local areas and our own students, and we held a live pro night this year after a gap of 2 years. Now, our one unique program is Law Theatre, where students enact a famous case in a theatrical mode, and that is the most popular event. Aside from the conclave, which our own students started 2 years ago, where retired and current judges and lead lawyers, law firm leaders come and speak. So this year we spoke of artificial intelligence and legal practice. Next, let's go, please. So we ensure our academic quality and academic delivery by innovative and best practices, which you see here. We call it as academic success program, which makes to every student to excel by means of special remedial and hand-holding. We have as I told you, faculty acts as mentors. If there's any crisis with students, because 90% of our students, like you all, come from outside of Pune. So we have a crisis committee where our faculty and a few local students take the initiative along with the management support. Our placement cell training and development program is there. And entrepreneurship cell. This year, one of my students got crores and crores of funding. He's still in the 4th year. Teaching and learning practice, if you see, we have very structured skills and ethics courses, as I told you. Our teachers teach in a team, means co-teaching, floating credits I told you about, and clinical legal skills are consciously incorporated into each course. We call it as experiential learning. That's the latest term of art. Let's go ahead. So you would see here, some of you were asking, do we get study abroad opportunities? This year, a delegation of about 30 students is going to 2 places, distributed in 2 places, one in Switzerland and the other is in Germany, in collaboration with the Nottingham Trent University. We also got Berlin School of Economics and Law opportunity, where our PhD fellow, which is a prominent professor in this admission team, Professor Kshitij Naikade, has been fortunate to receive that. Competent and fortunate, I should say. Aside from that, we have got collaborations across the world. Plenty of universities in US. We are starting a collaborative JD with Arizona University. So already our 3-year LLB has been caricatured or specialized with that. Our 5-year law program also have got 4 opportunities in that. It will save you 1 year there. And during that process, you can appear for the test as well to be qualifying as a lawyer there. Not many students can afford or are willing, because India is always insisting on immediate entry into the profession. But for the handful who are there, it is competitive. You can apply for those positions. We have certificate programs in EU studies and Asian legal studies. Ours is the only university which has got 28 EU legal studies courses in all law schools, Nagpur, Hyderabad, Noida. So student exchange also all our law schools facilitate. And international projects are very much running from Pune, and it is Pune faculty's effort, but other law schools faculty get trained by us. Let's go to the next slide. So don't worry, if you miss among these 300 the opportunity, I'm sure you would have applied for the second choice or third choice or the first choice in Noida, Hyderabad, Nagpur. You don't have to regret, because all the academic standards that I'm mentioning is there. Only exception is ours is an honors course, theirs is a regular program. Honors course has got 8 additional courses in addition to the regular courses. So this is the specialty. So these are our photos, pre-COVID photos. One is of the teachers in Greece, in Ioannina, and another is of the students in Germany on an exchange program. Let's go ahead. So if you look at our faculty is very, very competent. The numbers are 49, and there are double the number of that who are coming as visiting and adjunct faculty. One specialty that we have is a retired judge of Bombay High Court is a judge scholar in residence in our law school, Dr. Justice Shalini Phansalkar, and numerous judges are our partners in this learning process. Local district court also participates. Many judges come here. If you look at our faculty profile, most of them are PhD, and there are IP attorneys, industry background, international exposure is the classic feature of almost all of our senior faculty. Let's go to the next slide. So here you will see, somebody was asking what are the unique features. So we offer a 5-year program, which is like any other good law school. It's a full-time program. We have 120 seats for BBA LL.B program and 180 seats for BBA LL.B program. Semester pattern we follow. Fully medium of instruction is English, and you all know these conditions of eligibility. Let's go to the next slide. If you look at the uniqueness of the program, I already told you that participation, placements, opportunities in JD, etc. Let's go to the next one. Now in orientation, we use project-based learning, Socratic method where you engage in dialogues in the class with the teachers, reflective and critical thinking. I don't think any law school can claim that. We have a lab, computer-assisted learning, experiential learning, group discussion, seminars, case studies. Let's go to the next one. So judgment writing, article writing and judgment review, problem solving exercises, moot court and mock trial, group discussion, drafting, project, simulation are very unique to our law school. These are all part of the assessment in the 5th year, especially article writing, etc. So students get that publication opportunity also. So their CV gets enriched when they're trying to apply abroad. Now I'm moving to 4:30. Therefore, let's quickly go to the next slide. If you are asking me about career avenues and placements, we have all these companies which provided opportunities. Then we have law firms and others. What I want to say is we gear you in such a way that you are fitting into 5 streams of careers which are in law, which could be court-centric, corporate-centric, research-centric, academic-centric, self-practice. So self-practice, we train you in such a way that you fit into appellate as well, you fit into trial court as well, or you may fit into Advocate General's office and other of prosecution or judicial exams. How do we do that? One is our curriculum. Second is the way in which we give you exposure. Third is we, in our career guidance and development program, what we do is we ask you to choose your streams, and then we give set of competencies in the form of training. So students set their goal in the first semester with their mentor faculty, and then they review with the faculty how they're progressing through their internships and scoring patterns. Then somewhere in the 3rd year, 50% of the students shift gears, or they stick to their earlier sankalp or vision. So this is how we train our students. Internship opportunities. This year we provided more than 900 internship opportunities. Majority of them are in law firms and then companies. They are so happy with our students because we train them so well with technology, etc. that now we don't have to run after them. They demand. And a large chunk, about 200 students of different years intern with the college professors in terms of providing research, teaching support, or generating a practical course, etc. So this is how, and a large number of my students have been interning in various high courts. Nowadays, new job opportunities in ministries, in high courts, in Supreme Court clerking. Currently, I have 2 of my alumni clerking with 2 prominent judges in the court. Earlier in the Delhi High Court, I had a 3-year course student clerking. So these are all the great opportunities which are coming in your way. Let's go ahead. Campus recruiters, I'm just giving you the kind of glimpse. I have not disclosed every company's name, but because we have to have a consent as well. So majority of them I have projected here. Let's go to the next one. Campus recruitment process, if you see the lower CTC, if you see, it has remained in terms of nearly 6 lakhs, and the highest CTC in 21-22 has gone to the level of 18 lakhs. So this is how we have managed. Let's go to the next one. Now, some of our star alumni, if you see, let's go to the next slide. Star alumni have been working in all these companies which we projected, but some of them, like Advocate Sampath Bulusu, has been the legal general manager of Shell Hazira. Mrs. Sadhna Zadav is the sitting High Court judge in Mumbai. We have contributed 4 High Court judges, 2 ladies and two gentlemen. Like you see there, Mr. Shamrao Patil, Mr. Nitin Suryavamshi, and Mrs. Revati Mohite Dere's son is also a student here. So she herself is a product of this college. So this is the kind of credibility we have. And two of our students are IRS, and we have a rank holder in IAS last year. She secured the 38th rank. So let's go ahead, Varuna. What is the kind of admission process we are looking at? You will see the dates here. All of you are repeatedly asking these questions. Please pay attention to this. You will be appearing for the SLAT exam on the date that is allotted, which is 3rd of July, right? And after you appear for the SLAT exam in that concerned center, everybody is asking, where is my center? Your admit card will show where the center is. And then we will give you the SLAT result in terms of shortlisting for the next phase. And the next phase is those who are chosen for the next phase, which is not more than 2,000 out of this 15,000 or 20,000. And then in the next phase, you will be sent links and you will be doing online writing ability test, which is an essay. And then you have online personal interviews. So somebody was asking, is online writing ability test on a separate day? Yes, we have indicated the date here. On July 21st, we are conducting it for the shortlisted candidates. So when your communication comes as shortlisted, even this will be reminded to you and the timing will be indicated to you. And there is a kind of what we call as infrastructure checking, which we do 2 or 3 days prior to the VAT. And then we will be doing after that personal interview, which will be booked. Slots will be booked once you get your confirmation of being selected for that stage on the 15th of July to 17th of July, and then the VAT will happen. And after that, your call letter for interview will be called, and interview will happen between 24th and 31st July. Now, based on all of that, first merit list will be prepared on the August 6th. It will be announced, and we'll commence our classes in September 2nd week. In between, we'll have 2 more merit lists to be released. So please follow this very carefully. Some of you asked questions. What kind of VAT topics? Any contemporary development could be asked as a VAT topic. I can ask on online safety and regulation, anything, contemporary development. So you will have to write an essay. So you are assessed on the basis of the information you provide, the style, language, you know how best essays are distinguished from worst essays. And then in the personal interview, based on your CV, which will have a broad extract of your academic qualification, your grades, and your extracurricular, co-curricular activity, additional diploma or certificate, if any. We ask questions around that. We ask questions around why you choose law, why you choose Symbiosis. So basically, we want to test your fitment to this highest quality product that we create here. Are you ready to receive it? So let's move to the next slide. There's a little correction there. Admission to 5 years BA, BBA LL.B honors is provided through this test, which has these 3 parts, which we already told you. Let's go ahead. So with this, I come to the conclusion of my quick presentation. One of you asked what is the kind of curriculum. In the first 2 years, you will be learning either BA or BBA subject along with law subject. In both the semesters, we are going to teach you in first 4 semesters along with the BA or BBA subject lot of law subjects which are to do with procedural law, constitutional law, so that you are ready for the internship. The lawyer doesn't say you don't know CRPC or CPC, therefore you start your internship next year. Our students are ready for internship in the first year itself. But first year internship we usually give for service internship, and that service internship is with the non-governmental organization or any public service institute or policy service institute. We again give that opportunity to the students later on in the third year, because we want to create that public service commitment, pro bono spirit and effective learning where you feel for the suffering, human suffering. Now, other than that, students are expected to intern with the law firms or lawyers or courts and companies. And some of them end up as interning with the judges, or we have very close contact with the Additional Solicitor General's office, Advocate Generals across the country through that office. So many students intern that way as well. So our great networking, solid alumni base who are willing to stand by the college is the human capital that you're going to invest in, which will make you the best law product here. Now coming to, and also our international state-of-the-art global skills teaching and global skills training and things like that. Some of you were asking me questions, very, very interesting. You wanted to know whether VAT will happen on 3rd July. Answer is given, no, it won't happen along with that. It will happen after you are shortlisted on a particular day. Do we accept CLAT or LSAT result? No. We don't accept any result. If you don't apply for SLAT and appear for SLAT, that is why we timed this webinar now, and register for the college, you lose the opportunity to bid for admission here. And one of you asked, I have applied for Noida, can I shift to Pune? I have applied for Pune, can I shift to Noida? Answer, no. You can have your CLAT result, but you can't be shortlisted to our institute if you have not paid our fee and registered for our law school. So it's very important. If you want to try your luck in across the faculty of law, 4 law schools, you pay fee for all the requisite fees and register for that particular college. SLAT gives you the eligibility, but admission right is coming only after you register for the college. I'll tell you, a lot of parents or students do the smartness of appearing for SLAT, but not registering for the college. They don't want to spend that 1,000. This is called pound foolish and penny wise kind of attitude, that you save a penny but you lose pounds. And once their child gets scores which are equivalent to those who are shortlisted or more than those who are shortlisted, then they realize the pain of it. Then they call us and they say, can we pay the 1,000 rupees now and register? No, the bus is gone. So please don't do such mistake. You are putting at stake 1,000 rupees, but get admission to the college so that you ensure an admission. Let me tell you, this age group's number is so huge and the number of good law schools and seats are so less that if you don't reserve your place, you may lose the opportunity. So be eligible. I'm not saying reserve, but be eligible to bid for the few places which are meant for top merit students. Now coming to other questions. What is the procedure of PIVAT? I explained to you, and all our announcements have explained repeatedly. Some of you asked, what is the difference between BA and BBA honors? This question is not relevant to us. BBA LL.B honors and BBA LL.B, the difference I told you is an addition of another 8 courses. Now, SLAT syllabus. You all know that SLAT has got 5 parts. And these 5 parts preparation is from your common sense. There are many coaching institutes. We don't recommend, we can't recommend, but it's up to you, because sometimes, you come from generic background of science, commerce, arts. You may find it more focused when you go to such training institutes. Training always makes better people. So we can't tell you what is the syllabus. We can only tell you the parts or the expectations in terms of competencies. So general knowledge, reading comprehension, legal reasoning, analytical reasoning, logical reasoning. These are the 5 parts of our question paper. Now, somebody asked, can we join only through the 12th marks? No, you have to appear for SLAT. What all is filled in the CV? I told you already, it's not an exact CV. It's a summary of your profile, which will be talking about your co-curricular, extracurricular activities, and all the claims that you make there should be substantiated with certificate. Otherwise, you won't get the marks. Career opportunities, I explained. Separate test of pivot? I said yes. What are the diversified options in law as a career? I already told you 5 broad categories. There are more than 200 kind of subcategories which you can look at. For example, one vertical called corporate. It will have many subcategories like energy sector, finance sector, banking sector. How much time is adequate to prepare for SLAT? It depends on the intensity of preparation. It's if you are intense, I mean, if you are already preparing for CLAT, that preparation should be sufficient. But SLAT has got a segment which is different from CLAT, which is general knowledge. Therefore, you may have to prepare a little bit more. Certificates. So what are EWS certificates? We don't provide any sample papers. Sorry.
Economically weaker section.
About economically weaker section, yes, there is, we don't have any reservation for economically weaker section. We have only for SC, ST, physically, I mean, differently abled, and then we have for defense quota. Procedure for NRI students, please log on to our international admissions on the university website and linked in the college website. That's a separate procedure. What type of maths questions? Logical reasoning and analytical reasoning, which will have general kind of type of questions which you are already preparing for CLAT. Yeah. Now, what has been the cutoff for SLS Pune and Noida? We can't say that because last 10 years cutoff has varied. For BBA LLB, generally the cutoff is slightly less than BBA LLB. Pune cutoff is always much higher than other 3 law schools, obviously because of the competition. And cutoff can be anything between out of 150. I mean, if I'm talking about 60, it could be anything above 50. So 50 is the cutoff out of 60. That is the extent to which our competition goes in this law school. Then somebody was asking the question, is there a sports quota? Answer, no. Hostel facility, we have for all the first year girls hostel facility available on campus. And most of the girls after first year, they plan to go outside or they get into flat system, etc. Some of the girls even in the first year prefer to be in their own accommodation, sharing, etc. As far as boys are concerned, a few hostel seats are available, mainly aiming at international students. For the national students, based on merit, first come, first serve, we have a few seats. But to our surprise, students who received the seats also left these seats and went to these private hostels, which are like 5-star hotels, little more expensive. They make their parents spend and then have this luxury hostel. So we leave it to your choice. You come and take a call. We'll give you the list and that's how you do. Then the next question is study abroad for BBA. That is beyond the bound of this meeting, but you please write to that institute. Regarding admission process, we have told placement offered, we have told, do we require CLAT and CLAT entrance? We have our own entrance. CLAT is not valid for us. Then do every student get placement? I answered this question. Everybody is trained to be a lawyer. Everybody doesn't opt for placement. We have a screening system. Only those who opt for placement, almost all of them are placed, or some of them choose to remain in their family's law offices. Now, somebody said, what is the difference between BA LL.B and BBA LL.B and LL.B? LL.B is for graduates, 3-year course. BA and BBA, the difference is only in the undergraduate optionals. BA has got humanities and social sciences, BBA has got management and commerce. Now, in terms of, somebody was asking the question, do I have better option if I am a BA student and BBA student for corporate? Answer, no. Corporates go for certain personality, certain competencies, certain grades, certain way of your response, your internship profile, the overall CV you build with your moods, with your article publication, with your mentorship you have received in the industry, and how you project them. Many people would have done umpteen number of internships, but they go dumb in the front of the interview panel. So it's all depending on how you project yourself, which needs a little bit of training and careful concentration and not wasting time, not coming to Symbiosis for the fancy of it, but investing every minute like a meditation for improving your personality and bettering your performance and picking up the skills. then you will get placed. So it doesn't depend on if you're BA or BBA. We don't prohibit any BA LLB student from applying for the jobs which come in the placement for corporates. To our surprise, many times BA students are preferred over BBA students, even though the BBAs are trained in the corporate one. To our surprise, many BBA LLB products do extremely well when it comes to judicial exam and litigation. So both things are possible. It's all about how you invest. Somebody was asking what kind of scholarship facility available. The toppers in the exam receive scholarship throughout their course, only 1 per program or 2 per program. Other than that, SC/ST students whose annual income is less than 4 lakhs per year, they receive their entire fee to be paid by the government. Process takes longer. They are even covering their laptop charges, etc. Then there are some private scholarships. A lot of generous alumni and others have donated. These are for the toppers. Some are for personality special. Like I have a scholarship based on best performing all-rounder girl student or best international law performer. We have a performance for contract law being awarded, constitutional law, taxation law. Palkiwala Trust has given us 2 scholarships. So these things are there. Then Chancellor's Medal for the topper. We have Nani Palkiwala Gold Medal for LLM topper. So these are some of the awards. Now, scholarship, which is for the topper in the entrance examination process, 1 for BA LLB, 1 for BBA LLB, will be retained by that person till the end of the program, provided they have 80% equivalent CGPA maintained throughout, not attracting any backlog, not being absent for any examination. So please, these are the conditions. How to avoid distractions? Very good question. Keep your mobile away, sit enclosed in a space and prepare for SLAT. How to prepare? I told you already. On your own, you can prepare with the market guides or you can prepare with the structured coaching program, paying for it. Now, I told you opportunities for both BA and BBA LLB are across all the 6 verticals that I explained. And I showed you the kind of placements our students received. Most of the questions I've answered. There is somebody who asked, I would like to know about Noida campus. Answer, please visit their website, or if you're staying close by, please visit the campus. Our director there and his team will be happy to receive you. The difference I mentioned, career prospectus are similar, but BBA students, if they do a CA also alongside, and all the students, BA and BBA, if they do a company secretary exam, their many of them clear, their career prospects are much better because they have more focused skill sets. Is there any sports scholarship? No. Is there any sports quota? No. So these are some of the highlights. Now, if you are asking about different subjects, please visit the bulletin. In that, we have put the program structure. Broadly, all the Bar Council mandated courses are there. Other than that, we have specialization courses picked from virtually all the baskets, ranging from intellectual property, international trade, international law, public law, comparative constitutional law, European legal studies. This is some advantage that you have here. And then we have on health law, contemplative lawyering, which you don't see in any other law school, which is meant for your personality building, basic fitness courses. So these are all the rich avenues in our curriculum. Please go through that program structure. Somebody is asking if I finish LLB program. I don't know why this question is here. This is meant for 5-year program. Recently, we held a webinar. Its recording is available. Admission team can send you. But for general information, yes, our LLB students, I told you, they have done in all the avenues which I mentioned now. Studying abroad, judicial clerking, corporate jobs, all these. As I told you, it's a personality that you project, skills that you show, profile that you build up across the time of your study here. What happens if you fail to clear the entrance test? You are out of the process. Somebody was asking, what is the process for management quota and international quota? International quota I mentioned already. There is no management quota. Please don't go by that. What material should we use for quantitative aptitude? We cannot advise on any of this material because we outsource the entire question paper. Therefore, you will have to go by standards which are applicable in CLAT and others. Similar type of resource person set our question paper. Total expenditure including lodging, food and bank loan. Bank loan is available. If you look at our Pune expenses, on an average per year about 2 lakhs to 2.5 lakhs. If students want a luxurious hostel, it will be more. because in our Symbiosis, if you look at twin sharing accommodation, along with deposit, it will be 1.46 plus food expenses 78,000. So it will be about 2,20,000. If it is triple sharing, it will be 20,000 less. The 15,000 is the deposit which is returned always. And then somebody was asking bank fee structure. Fee structure is, as you know, again 20,000 deposit, 3.8 lakh for a merit student. Now 3.8, and for NRI students, it is a little bit more. In US dollars, you pay 5.70, and then administrative fees of 40,000, and then deposit of 20,000. So it will be about 6.3 lakhs in all. Now, your question on bank loan, banks provide for the loan. For that necessary letter we give from the college, and bank will ask what will be the entire duration fee. We follow strictly the UGC rule, which says that during the entire duration, the fee that we have quoted here, which is about 3.8 lakh plus 20,000 deposit, we don't exceed at any point more than 10%. Overall, it will never cross 4.2 lakhs. So this is the kind of structure we follow as per the University Grants Commission rule. So that way we issue the letter to the bank. So I hope I have answered your concerns. Now, other than that, how to download admit card? SLAT secretariat will inform you separately, and our admission team will oversee. You can always be free to call the helpline and ask us as well if it is not clear. Now, most of the questions I have answered, then some of the questions are very repetitive. Somebody was asking whether corporate prefer BBA LL.B or BA LL.B. Not necessarily. It is the student who is suited for corporate who is preferred. What is good to pursue, BA LL.B or BBA LL.B? Both are equally good because we are talking of a profession here. But if you are a student who is not into elaborate writing, who is not interested in civil service or constitutional law kind of language driven approach, because you know, in your assessment centers, if you go, psychologists will tell you your personality is more number oriented, your personality is more technology oriented, your personality is a mix of all, your personality is more linguistic ability. So you choose according to that, because then you can build your career according to that. And to be honest with you, in the law field, there are so many rich careers, diverse careers, which will fit into every type of personality. And sometimes our personality can be changed. Our brain is malleable. I always do this sentence, as Stanford research reveals. So you can always learn new skills. You can adapt yourself to new profession, new roles when you enter the company, because some of our students have ended up becoming CEOs. Some of them have launched their own companies. Whereas here they were middle class kind of people who came here to study for an employment. So you have developed that personality to be a leader and provider over the years. It can happen. So this is the openness that you have to have when you choose your career. Somebody asked regarding fee structure for defense quota, same fee which I quoted, 3.8 plus 20,000 deposit. Yeah, opting for Noida if you want to switch to Pune, no. You have to pay for Pune as well and ensure that you have a chance if you get Pune's cutoff. So please pay fee to the institutes which you are interested in. I repeat, if you don't, you are not in the free. So don't lose the opportunity by not willing to spend 1,000 rupees. Previous question papers, no. And then somebody said, can LL.B be done in 3 years? Yes, if you are a graduate. That's also irrelevant to this crowd. So these are the broad questions. Now, I think other than the questions that our colleagues painfully captured, somebody has put questions here. Is exam online or offline? It's offline with the online facility. You go to the centers and through the usage of technology, we are doing it. Which month does the academic year begin in? You know, again, Omicron came in our way. So September, mid-September, it begins. So we told you already important dates. What should be our introduction? We don't give you any standard introduction. That is also a part of your testing. How creatively, beautifully, clearly, quickly, precisely you explain. In Supreme Court, in half a minute, you have to explain your point. Otherwise, the judge will go to the next file. So we can't coach you on that. Thank you. That's our ethical limit boundary. Yeah, how many total tests are there in the entrance? What do you mean? There are 2 phases of process. First is the common entrance, the SLAT, and after that is the writing ability and personal interview, which is the 2 parts of the second phase. That's all. Yeah, you are not able to view the option of paying the registration fees for SLS Pune on the website. No, you registered for the exam, right? There you have the link for the college. Admission team, how do we help the student? Is it available on our website as well, or should we be making it visible? Can we? You are muted, Professor. Kshitij?
We can make it available, ma'am. We'll ask the student to send an email. We'll provide all the links to that person. So not an issue.
No, we in our website, as we open, SLAT link and college payment link can be displayed now till the date of cutoff date of payment.
Yes, ma'am.
That will be easy access for them because they would like to be tuned into the institute.
Okay, ma'am.
It's a good point.
So that we can do.
Should we take our own laptops to the center? No, that's not required. Only for your VAT and personal interview, you need your own system and it is proctored. How many questions come from static GK? We can't answer these questions because we don't make any question paper. Does SLS? No, this is a National Law School uniqueness, NRI sponsored quota. We don't have such quota. We have international quota where the student should have done qualifying exam and a substantial number of earlier studies abroad, or they must hold the foreign passport. Even if students were brought up abroad and they didn't answer any exam and they switched over here due to parental migration or something, they don't qualify as international students. So the conditions are laid out. Go to the international admission section. It displays very clearly. It is a UGC condition of an international student. We strictly follow those. We don't have a sponsored quota. How will we know about center? Yes, it will be in the admit card. It will be issued sufficiently in advance to plan your trip and things like that. Anyway, you have opted for the center, the city, and to lodge yourself closer to the center, maybe you'll need only 1 week. So it should be possible. Is it possible for people who got offer letter to report earlier before the commencement? It is possible. Usually people do to book their accommodation, etc. What will be the, how can I predict? But I told you that minimum 50, I mean, minimum 50 is the cutoff out of 60. That is the extent to which we go. I can give you leeway of 80%, 20%. So aim at 60 on 60. That's what I would tell you, everyone. On the day of the SLAT, what are you supposed to carry? That will be indicated separately by SLAT in the admit card. And mandatory campus accommodation for the first year. After that, for the girls, depending, I mean, even if we offer, they don't want, they want to grow independent. They want to cook their own type of food because in the hostel food is mandatory. And then they want to have their own cook. They want to have the pleasure of maintaining their home. So that is what I'm saying. But there are a handful of parents who still don't want their students to leave the hostel, and we have accommodation for them. For girls, it is assured. We have almost 500 places for girls, which is not difficult at all. But then once new students come, they get the priority. So the senior students will have less number of seats. And then we go by their merit, their behavior, that they have not violated any of the disciplinary rules, their CGPA means their performance, academic performance, their engagement in co-curricular and extracurricular activity, contribution to the college, and exceptional cases such as disability and health related issues. Please remember. Thank you. So we are already nearly 5 and I've answered almost all the questions. Is there any other question which is still remaining? What if we don't have any extracurriculars to tell in 5? Don't say. If you say, produce the certificate. Yes, you can. By August, you can report. If you have the money to spend, place to stay before you get your hostel, it will be good for you to bond with the college. Many students, despite both the COVID wave adversities, came and reported because they wanted to belong to the college. They did not want to connect from far. And we respected it. We helped them. Our faculty mentored them. Our administration provided necessary information. We even kept tab on their vaccination, medical help, and things. And senior students immediately rushed to help. We have campus buddies from our student board. So you will feel as if you are in an American university when you come here. Any other question? If you don't have any extracurricular, you may lose little marks, but if you don't have, you say that honesty itself could be good, and you may make good that point in your essay or in the way you answer your questions, your legal knowledge, etc. Okay, it's a tough competition. Any other question? Is there any admission committee member who would like to talk?
Ma'am, most of these questions are about the dates. Like for example, admit card release date that is given on the website. Center for offline exam. Centers will be obviously allocated, and that will be based on the student preference after the registration deadline. So most of these queries are about post selection or about dates, which we already have available on the website. So I think we have
for July 3rd examination, you will have admit card issued by June 22nd.
June 22nd, correct.
University has made necessary arrangements. You should not be worrying. The link will come to you. You download it.
Yes.
Okay. Be relaxed. Don't be stressed. I mean, if you're stressed, even if you are very intelligent and well prepared, you may forget things. The more relaxed you are, the better.
And the admit card, ma'am, admit card is available on our college website only, so they don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
On the as a pop-up.
And if you come across any problem, you go to the CBT, and then you come across any problem, our team is there to help. Means our vendors team is there to help. You can call our helpline. All the phones will be on. You don't have to worry about any inconvenience. Yeah. So we come to the end of this. I hand the podium over to Miss Professor Richa. Thank you, Professor Kshitij.
Thank you so much, ma'am. With this, we come to an end to this webinar for the admission program of BA BBA LL.B Honors 2022. And I think almost all the queries have been resolved by madam, but the admission team is still available through emails and on calls. So the phone numbers and the email ID is given on the website. You can send your queries and we will be very happy to answer them. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, one and all, the parents and the students. We are looking forward to another brilliant group of youngsters coming and honoring our service and giving us the opportunity to impact and shape your careers and lives. I would like to say that those of you who have registered but are still not deciding or uncertain or harboring doubts, I may not get, please shed away those fears. This is a race where everyone runs. So please pay your fee. Don't remain ineligible in case you score those points. So some of you have registered but have not paid. Don't remain out of the fray. We have about 25% of the applicants who still haven't paid. Don't delay your decision, because last minute, if there is technical snag and things like that, we are not going to listen to those emails. So please do that. And don't miss the opportunity. Make the best of this. All the best to each and every one of you. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for all the participants to be patient and for raising all the queries that you had.